Alrighty, Luther for Life here, bringing us a brand new archetype analysis, and today we have the Plunder Patrol. Now, Plunder Patrol is a deck that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while, and you guys actually voted on. I think it came out in top. No, Super Heavy Samurai didn't Plunder Patrol. Either way, a lot of people love this deck, and for good reason. It's like one of the better TCG exclusive archetypes that we've gotten in a while. Partly because Konami just hasn't... didn't they skip out on TCG exclusive archetypes for like a set or two? I can't remember. But anyway, we got Plunder Patrol, and it's a fun deck. So, what the heck is Plunder Patrol? Well, they are a deck that utilizes fusion, synchros, and XYZs, as well as also a link monster. Although the link monster really more so acts as just another main deck monster that's slightly better, so nothing really note there too much. I lied, the link monster is really good. But anyway, the deck is, like, one of the big interesting aspects of it is that 3 of the monsters in the deck allow you to cheese out its extract monsters. You still can properly special summon their extract monsters, but being able to cheese them out makes for a really interesting gameplay style in what they do. On top of that, it's a pirate theme combined with, you know, trolls. It's kind of cool and goofy at the same time. Who doesn't love it? Now then, that being said, the deck also takes advantage of discarding effects quite well. It's an interesting thing. A lot of the cards in the deck, in terms of like the monsters and heck, even some of the spells and traps, are able to, well, have graveyard effects whenever they're discarded and stuff like that, or just even graveyard effects in general. The deck is much more control-based than it is OTK-based. You can technically OTK with it, especially with certain builds, but it's more of a control deck, and you can play it like a control deck. Increase the number of hand traps you got in it, and focus on making the XYZ, Synchro, and Fusion, and you're pretty much golden. Especially the Fusion and the XYZ, if I remember correctly. Next up is, well, you can play it pure or you can play it mixed. Well, it's ultimately down to you. Personally, I find pure to be a bit better, but however, it does lack in certain aspects that the mixed builds, when they open well, oh my god, the mixed builds can make some pretty decent boards. Heck, honestly, really good boards too, but it's that extra inconsistency, and we're going to see why with the very first card we're going to talk about, and that's Golden Hair, the newest Plunder Patrol. Golden Hair is a level 4, 0 attack, 2k defense, water, and is a Fiend tuner. She's one of, I believe, a few tuners in the deck, which is always nice. Could always use a couple tuners, and she's a pretty darn good card as well. You can send one other Plunder Patrol monster card from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. And then if she's in your graveyard, you can discard one card, special summon this card, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except for Plunder Patrol monsters. You can only use each effect of Golden Hair once per turn. So Golden Hair has 2 really good special summoning effects. Her first effect won't trigger your discard effects, which kind of sucks, but however her secondary effect will. But the second effect locks you to only Plunder Patrols, and that's the issue with her. That being said though, really good effects. She's like a mandatory 3-of staple in pure builds, but you can totally get away with playing 1 or 2 in mixed. You do got to be careful about when you use her second effect, because her first effect actually does not lock you into anything, but it's her second revival effect that does. So you got to be careful about when you do that, and make sure that you did all your other plays with your non-Plunder Patrols before you do it. Next up, we got Bluebeard, the Plunder Patrol Shipwright. Poor dude looks like me at work. Anyway, so Bluebeard, 500 attack, level 4, 1000 defense, water, fiend, etc., etc. If you control a Plunder Patrol monster, except a copy of himself, you can spell summon him from your hand. If you sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard, you can discard a card, draw 1 card. So he will trigger off of off of Golden Hair, so that's pretty nice as well. That being said, though, this dude is one of the best cards in the deck in terms of just combo potential. Oh, you got a Plunder Patrol? Special summon it for free. Oh, you get sent from field or hand? Oh, cool. Draw 1 card, discard 1 card. Or, sorry, discard and draw. So, really good card all around. You're definitely going to play 2 to 3 of them in any just standard build. I mean, a lot of decks would kill for a card like this. Easy special summon and drawing? Yes, please. Next up, we got Redbeard, the Plunder Patrol Matey. He's a level 4 water Fiend, you know the drill, 1k attack, 1k defense. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can spell summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or is in their hand. And if you do, equip this card to it. Well, cool. If this card is sent from the hand or a monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one Plunder Patrol monster you control, except Redbeard, the Plunder Patrol matey. Equip this card to it. You can only use each effect of Redbeard once per turn. And this is where we get to the fun stuff. Redbeard, as well as also Whitebeard, who I accidentally clicked onto, are able to basically cheese out your monsters. Oh, hey, your opponent has a big light monster? Cool, cheese out the fusion. Fire? Okay, cool, cheese out the synchro. Dark? Cheese out the XCs. So on and so forth. So that's really what makes Redbeard and Whitebeard and Plunder Patrol as a whole so interesting, because just being able to do that, like, sure, you can't special summon it from the graveyard, but being able to just cheese out your monster without having to actually put the resources into it, really, really good. And now you might be wondering, well, why do they equip them onto? Well, they're boats. The extra deck monsters, with the exception of the Link, are boats, and boats need captains, or somebody to pilot them at the very least, and that's where Redbeard, Whitebeard, and the others come into. As you can probably guess, you play 3 Redbeard, although I do not really like his secondary effect, where he just equips himself if he gets destroyed or sent from the hand or field to graveyard. Would be a lot better if he had something else, but I digress. Next up is Whitebeard, the Plunder Patrol Helm. He has the exact same effect as Redbeard, where during your opponent's turn, you can spell summon a Plunder Patrol from your extra deck with the same attribute as monster your opponent controls, or is in their graveyard, and equip them onto it. And then if he is sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard, you can activate this effect to spell summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck, except a copy of himself, and then you're locked into Plunder Patrols for the rest of the turn. So a lot like with good old Golden Hair, who this card combos really well with, by the way. You're locked into Plunder Patrols if you use a second effect, but it is another free special summon. On top of that, again, like with Redbeard, he has the exact same effect where you can just cheese out one of your extra monsters. He's really, really good. Play 3. I don't really need to explain it. Then we got Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol captain. He's a Link 2, needs 2 monsters, including a Plunder Patrol, so he's relatively generic, which is really, really nice. Makes the pure builds even better. As a quick effect, you can target an effect monster you control, spell summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, and if you do, equip that target to it, then draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol captain, once per turn. He's a really, really good monster. He enables you to get out your Plunder Patrols really easily and just helps you be able to actually... He's basically just a third one of these guys, you know. Again, like with the others, you're going to want to play 2 to 3 of them. Maybe lean more towards 2 if you're playing the mixed builds, but definitely 3 in pure, because he's just so good. Not only can you equip onto... I mean, he can target himself and do it, for one thing, and then that gets him out of your extra monster zone for other Link plays. But also, he lets you draw a card whenever you cheese out your monster. So, okay, your turn, you target one of your dudes, special summon a dude, equip him onto there, draw a card, opponent's turn, do it again, you draw another card. It's really, really nice. And he enables you to actually make some pretty decent combos during your first turn, and as well as other things. And kind of makes it where you can actually do stuff whenever your opponent has, I don't know, hand traps in the graveyard, because Redbeard and Whitebeard can only trigger their effects to cheese out the extra deck monsters during the opponent's turn. Blackbeard can do it during your turn too, so that is where some pretty neat combos come into play. Next up for the other extra monsters, we got Plunder Patrol Ship Moark. It's a dark XCs, 1,000 attack, 2,500 defense, 2 level 4s to go into. You can discard a Plunder Patrol card, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder Patrol spell or trap from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect if this card is equipped with a Plunder Patrol card. You can only use this effect of Plunder Patrol Ship Moark once per turn. If a Plunder Patrol card or cards you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. You don't typically have to worry about that last effect there, because you don't really tend to exceed summon him, you tend to cheese him out. But however, it does come up every now and then, and hey, it's extra protection, always nice. The big thing here is the absurd effect of being able to discard a Plunder Patrol, banish an opponent's monster, and then search out another Plunder Patrol spell or trap. So, I don't know, discard Golden Hair, or no, discard Helm, banish a dude, search out a spell or trap card. Oh, Helm effect, special summon a dude from deck on top of that, like, I don't know, Redbeard, so you can cheese out another dude. This card is so good. I love it. Play 2. It's just perfect. It's an awesome extract monster. I just wish its stats were switched, in all honesty. Speaking of stat swaps, next up is Plunder Patrol Ship Braun. He's a level 8, I guess it's a boat. It's a level 8 Fire Fiend non-tuner effect monster. 2,500 attack, 1,000 defense. All other Fiend type monsters you control gain 500 attack. You can discard a Plunder Patrol card, then target a spell or trap card your opponent controls. Banish it, then you can add a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect if he's equipped with a Plunder Patrol card. So, as you can see, he's the reverse of Mowork, like, in every essence. Even facing opposite ways on the artwork. I love it. So, yeah, this card gets rid of back row, and also gives your dudes attack buffs, which allows you to go for better OTKs, or faster OTKs. And, of course, also lets you search out your monsters, and after you, well, get rid of one of your opponent's spells and traps. This card you typically see played as a one-of in a lot of builds, because, well, back row's not really much of an issue. But, however, it is something to keep in mind for, just in case if the format ever changes and we get into a back row heavy format where this card just kind of shines. Again, it really is really good. I kind of wish I had a better, like, third effect, because, like, you know, Mowork's got the, oh, I can protect my dudes. This guy just gives you 500 attack. But, hey, I'll take it. Next up, we got Plunder Patrol Ship Lease. This is a level 8, I believe, fusion effect monster. 2 Plunder Patrol monsters to go into. It almost looks like, oh, whoops. It almost looks like Mowork and Braun put together, but it's not. In fact, you can see Blackbeard here, and I think this is clearly supposed to be, like, the boss of the fleet here, which is pretty cool. It needs 2 Plunder Patrol monsters to go into, 2k attack, 2k defense. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can spell summon a Plunder Patrol monster card from your hand or face-up field spell trap card zone. When your opponent activates a monster effect, as a quick effect, you can discard a Plunder Patrol card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then if this card is equipped with a Plunder Patrol card, you can add any Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Plunder Patrol Ship Lice, or Lease, I don't know how to pronounce it, once per turn. And this card does so much for the deck, it's ridiculous. For one thing, it's a negate, just flat out negate, and then you get to search out anything. Secondly, during the main phase, you can just special summon any of your Plunder Patrols for free. Why not? So yeah, this is really good. It's a monster effect negate, which is something the deck really needs. The deck still needs spell and trap cards negation, just as that extra backup, but I guess that's where Mowork's protection kind of comes into play. But I digress. This card is really good. Okay, you play 2 no matter what, just for deck space. I wish you could play 3, but you just can't really justify it right now. And there's plenty of ways to recycle him and everything, so do keep that in mind. Next up, we got the Field Spell. Oh my god, it's a good one. Okay, so Plunder Patrol Ship Yard! Ow. What the hell? I didn't even do that hard. Why'd that hurt my throat? Okay, God, okay. So, Plunder Patrol monsters you control gain 500 attack for each Plunder Patrol card in your spell and trap card zone. You can only use each effect of the following effects of Plunder Patrol Ship Yard, I'm not doing that again, once per turn. You can discard 1 card, add a Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand, except a copy of itself. And if it's in your graveyard, you can target a Plunder Patrol card in your back row, set this card, and then bounce that card back to your hand. Okay, so this lets you boost your monsters even higher, okay? On top of, like, the buff from Braun, this just stacks so fast for a max of, like, 2,500. It's just so ridiculous. Obviously, it won't come up that often, but hey, it's a thing. You have a lot of back row in this deck and a lot of continuous spells and equipped cards and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, this is something that can actually like get pretty beefy for your dudes pretty quick. Secondly, in discarding any card to add a Plunder Patrol, there's a reason why danger builds of this deck are pretty popular. just discard, like, I don't know, a Nessie, and then search out a Plunder Patrol, like Helm, or Golden Hair, affect a Nessie to search. You get the drill, it's all good. And then, of course, if it's in your graveyard, it recycles itself by bouncing one of your spells and traps, which of course can be one of your dudes equipped onto a boat, so that then you can reuse their effects. So yeah, really, really good. Play 3. That goes without saying. Hey, we got the fusion spell. Plunder Patrol, shipping. Plunder Patrol, ships. There we go. Okay. It's a shipping ships. If you guys haven't seen that meme. But anyways, fusion summon one fusion monster, fiend fusion monster from your X deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. I like how it's generic. You can actually use it for any fiend fusion. It's hilarious. You can play this. You can play this in Fluffles. You can play it in Fluffles if you wanted to. Oh my god, Plunder Patrol Fluffles. Make that a thing, internet. Okay. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Plunder Patrol monster you control. Equip one emblem of the Plunder Patrol or one Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to that target. You can only use this effect of Plunder Patrol shipping. Thank you for putting a tongue twister in a card title, Konami. Anyway, so this card is a really good fusion spell. I like it. It's got a double use in the graveyard, effectively allowing you to get stuff onto your non-cheesed out dudes, which is pretty good. Like, for instance, your fusion monster, who, well, you're generally going to fusion summon using this, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, Ship Shape is really, really good. I like the Graveyard effect as well. It's just such a great fusion spell. The fusioning is actually not once per turn, but the Graveyard effect is, so if you need to summon multiple lice for whatever reason, you totally can. Or if they ever get another fusion monster, please. That's also another thing that you can totally keep in mind. So you play 2 to 3 based on the build. I would definitely lean more towards 3 for a pure build, but 2 for mixed. It's just easily searchable, and you don't have to really worry about not being able to find it eventually. So, moving on, speaking of that card that I mentioned, Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. Equip spell. Blackbeard is looking pretty suspicious here. I am just going to say that. Equip only to a Plunder Patrol monster against 500 attack. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. You can send this card equipped. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard. Special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your X deck with the same attribute as a monster on the field or in the graveyard. Then take the monster that was equipped with this card and equip it to that special summon monster as an equipped spell with this effect. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. You can only use this effect of Emblem once per turn. So, Emblem effectively allows you to get at your X deck monsters turn 1, okay? Without this card, you really wouldn't be able to cheese out your X deck monsters as easily, because, well, your opponent's got nothing on the board unless they, like, I don't know, drop a... I was going to say Gores, but you can't really attack directly, and who's played Gores in the past 5 years? So, unless, like, your opponent, like... drops a weird monster that can like summon itself during your opponent's turn or hits you with an Ash Blossom, they're not going to have anything on their field or in the graveyard on turn 1. So you need a way to be able to get out your dudes from your X deck pretty easily, and this is it. Also, it has a pretty darn good equip effect. While it's just equipped, giving your monsters protection from card effects and, hey, extra attack buff too. That's really good. It doesn't ever come up because nobody uses it for that, but hey, it's something to keep in mind if you ever like actually want to have some extra protection on your dudes. Like if your opponent is playing, I don't know, triple compulse and you're getting annoyed by it. So there's that. Anyways, yeah, you mainly use it just to cheese out your X deck monsters as effectively a, what, 4th monster to cheese out your X deck monsters. Next up, we got the traps. Plunder Patrol Booty. That won't be memed at all, I'm sure. Continuous trap card. You can declare one attribute, then target one face-up monster opponent controls. It becomes that attribute until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. Then you can take a Plunder Patrol monster from your graveyard and either shuffle it into deck or special summon it. You know, use this effect of Plunder Patrol Booty once per turn. Once per turn, during the end phase, if you control no Plunder Patrol monsters, send this card to the graveyard. So this card is just flat out amazing, okay? Not only does it just make anything an attribute that you need it to be, so, oh, your opponent's playing mono water or something? Okay, turn something fire so you can get up Bron, or, yeah, or dark so you can get out Mowerk, or light so you can summon out lice, you know, so on and so forth. But then it also lets you either recycle one of your Plunder Patrol monsters, like for instance a cheese.extract monster that can't be spell summoned from the graveyard, or, you know, spell summon one of your dudes from the graveyard, like Red Helm, what is this, Monster Hunter? Or like Redbeard or Whitebeard, which is pretty good. You can of course also summon other dudes like Lice, properly summon Moerk or Braun or whatever, so that is something else to consider. You definitely play through it no matter what build you're playing. Next up, we got Plunder Patrol Party! It's a normal trap card. If you control a Plunder Patrol monster, draw cards equal to the number of equipped cards you control plus 1. Then shuffle cards from your hand into your deck equal to the number of equipped cards you control. You can only use this effect of Party once per turn. If you spell summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, you can equip this card to that spell summon monster as an equipped card with this effect. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. You can only use this effect of Party once per duel. What? I've never noticed that. Oh my god, I've never noticed it's once per duel on the equip effect. What the hell? Did anything else have that? No, emblems once per turn. Oh, what the hell? Why is that once per duel? I guess you can't just abuse it from the graveyard, like Fool's Burial Goods it, never use its actual effect, and just keep using it as more equipped material. Oh my god. Okay, so let's just ignore that for a second and focus on the good effect, draw effect, the main reason why you'd actually consider playing this. I've seen quite a bit of a debate on whether or not this card is actually worth it. And personally for me, I really like it. I mean, hey, it's basically Saryuja's effect as a trap card. So, and you can actually cheese with it. So, like, if I remember right, you activate it, you draw your cards, and then in Resolute, no, I know. I was thinking maybe you could pull some like Mirage of Nightmare shenanigans, but no, you can't. But anyways, so yeah, it's basically Saryuja where you basically get to put back cards, so you get at least a +1. But hey, it is a pretty decent card. It's down to you if you actually want to play it and what build you play. I personally would not recommend playing more than 2 though. 1 would be fine enough, but you know, it's down to people's personal opinion. Next up, we got arguably the worst card in the archetype. Actually, I would say it is the worst card in the archetype. Pride of the Plunder Patrol, continuous trap card. Pretty nice artwork here, that's all I'm going to say. Anyways, if your Plunder Patrol monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. If you control a Plunder Patrol monster, you can send this card face up card on your field to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Your opponent draws 1 card, then you look at their hand and send 1 monster from it to the graveyard. Or you can look at your opponent's extra deck and send 1 monster from it to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Pride of the Plunder Patrol once per turn. So, it's okay. You know, you run over something, you get to draw a card, cool. You can force your opponent to draw a card. I don't like that, but then you get to send a dude from your hand to the graveyard, so you can, I don't know, be able to use your Redbeard and Whitebeard effect, which is nice. I'm trying to be positive here, okay? The nicer one is to look at your opponent's extra deck and send a monster from it to the graveyard, which is always nice. You know, get rid of key boss monsters or key continuation cards. You know, cards that you know are going to hurt you, like Apollousa, Borreload Savage Dragon, etc. But it also loads up the graveyard with hopefully another attribute so you can cheese out more dudes. Now, it is important to note that we don't have a boat for every attribute yet, so there is always a possibility we will get one for more attributes later on, so this card might get better as things go on. Oh, the deck should get better as things go on if we're going to get 1 boat for every attribute, but we'll just have to wait and see. As of now, I don't recommend playing Pride. If you really want to, maybe one of it, but I don't really recommend it. So that is it for Plunder Patrol. What are my final thoughts? Well, the deck is a really good control deck. I have a lot of fun playing this. It does a lot of combos, but then it makes control boards that aren't like oppressive, but also aren't bad, if that makes sense. Like, any other rogue deck that's being played by a competent player can still put up a fight against it, so, you know, that's fun, but however, it's nothing meta right now. I could totally see this deck becoming a meta deck if it ever gets more support, and hopefully it will. Now, then that being said, as I mentioned, it's got some good ability to be able to be played pure or mixed, which is always fun. I really hope it gets more monsters. There's just not enough here. to really be, I don't want to say noteworthy, but there's just not enough. It feels like it's lacking. The spells and traps, for the most part, are really great, and the monster lineup is great as well. They just need more, and that goes for both monsters and spells and traps. I really do want to see more extract monsters, though, like more than anything. Give us one boat for every attribute. Even go with a divine one. Could you imagine, like, the divine boat being a big, like, raw boat or something? That'd be hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, that is it. Now then, here is a build before the most recent ban list. I don't think there's any changes. Yeah, there's nothing changed here. This is a Unchained variant, and yeah, it's the variant that I've been playing, and I've been having a lot of fun. It's not bad, it's not particularly great, but it's not, like, bad either. The deck is able to pull off some pretty gnarly combos, and it can be very annoying for opponents to deal with. You can also try a danger build, but the danger build, you're relying on luck. And then you got the pure build, which is cool, but you don't really have a lot of options in terms of, like, being able to do more than just Plunder Patrol shenanigans. So it really does come down to personal preference and everything. You'll notice in this particular build, I'm only playing 2 emblem. That's because I actually found it to be a bit cloggy in this build, but that might just be because the Unchained stuff is kind of cloggy in of itself. So might need some more testing with that. But what do you guys think? Please rate, comment, subscribe. Have a great day, and peace out. See y'all later. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all later.